Hello everyone, it's that girl doing stuff speaking, and today we have a long video ahead about quest system and dialogue system that I've been developing for the past month. Well, 2 weeks really, because I was sick and lazy, and I was also working on some concept art, which I will not be showing because it's boring. The quest system is obviously done based on some tutorials which took like 2 days to implement, but then adjusting it to our needs took like 2 weeks, and it was not painless. I will go surprisingly deeply into details, and you are actually the first ones to hear about the system, to witness it, to understand how it works. Because I have not yet introduced the system to the people who will actually use it. And I know it makes sense like everything that I do, so just let's skip to the important stuff, shall we? So we're thinking about quest and dialogue system. I have to have in mind one rule, and this is user friendliness. By the way, I do know I have a typo there. The thing is, I am the only so-called developer in our team, and I am also an artist, but we actually developed the story and the dialogues with my friends. And you know, I cannot just go to my friend and say, hey, I know you wrote all of the story points and all of the quest ideas in one place, so now, you know, do your magic. I know you know nothing about Unreal, so just do something that works in Unreal, okay? I have to create something more intuitive for them, sort of a drag and drop system or click and just type something system, so that it doesn't have too many steps and it's just easy to work with without the actual knowledge of how it works under the hood. And similarly with the dialogue system, I can't just say, hey, I know you wrote all of the dialogue, so now just, you know, do your magic and put it to Unreal. No, I have to create some way of easy and intuitive adding lines of dialogues to the system, and preferably also with some animations and maybe voices and other stuff that can be used for dialogues. So the quest system is basically set up right now, and the way it works is that we have the class of quests and we have the class of objectives, and we create children of them. We have quest 1, 2, 3, whatever, last quest, and inside of those quests we have objectives that get populated automatically. And well, at some point we also will have dialogues, because dialogue system is not yet developed. I am thinking how to do it, but I think it will be just a different objective type that will just call different things. And since all of the objectives will be stored in the quest, we will be able to create those quests, children, and then put them on the map. And then just simple click and fill in the information that you need. Name, related actors, any activities, objects, whatever related to the given objective. Well, anything that we need really will be filled there. Downside of this is that it has to be on a map, so I don't know how to write an actual system where you can just fill it in one place. For all of the quests, I actually have to do it separately for each quest, and I have to put it on map in order to even do it. But yeah, you know, maybe I will learn how to write the whole system environment someday in the future. With the dialogues, it's actually a little bit more tricky, because there are some things that I need to keep in mind and I need to think about. Like, for example, dialogues should be active only at certain points of the story, so I need a way to track at what point of the story I am right now, and I need a way to track which dialogue should I run at certain point. I don't know yet. Do I want to have like free electrons dialogues just unrelated to story floating somewhere in a game or not? You know, sort of when you pass by the NPC, do I want anybody to just randomly talk to me with no related quest, or don't I want to do it? Because this would require a different system, in my opinion at least. So the way I imagine it is that I have a map and I have NPCs on a map. And when I pass by them, I am able to trigger different kinds of dialogues. So those NPCs have to have a way to know what dialogues are available for them, and if those dialogues are even available at this point of the story. And I am not yet sure how to do it efficiently, but this is what I am trying to figure out. If you have any ideas or advices, just let me know. The way I imagine the system would work is that I would have a sort of a table, maybe Excel file or something, that I would just fill in with data. Well, not me, my friends, with, you know, the ones that write the dialogues, and then I could just import it to Unreal. Alternative way is just to have the NPCs that store their dialogues, or quests that store dialogues, because those would be two separate. Those are two separate ideas, to be honest. Whether it's stored in NPC or whether the dialogue is stored in quest, those are two separate solutions. But either one of them has a problem that you would have to click on the quest or click on the NPC that is on a map in order to write the dialogue. So you would not have the one place to access all of the dialogues. You would actually have to go over all the map and just look for those dialogues, which would be, I think, a little bit tedious. So I hope I will be able to develop something that will be accessible in quests. So, for example, I would create an objective type that would just call the dialogues from the table that is imported to the Unreal, and when the story is at certain state, it would just activate a certain NPC and force the dialogue onto this NPC, or maybe even spawn the NPC, I'm not sure yet. So I have like a lot of questions and problems to solve right now. How to access the dialogue, where to access it from, how to activate the dialogue, where to store it, like in one table, in separate NPCs, in separate quests, how to assign the correct NPC to the dialogue, you know, in order to avoid any problems with the dialogues that are just starting off in a wrong place or in a wrong NPC. For now, I combined it in the data table that is very peculiar to use. Quest would just read the ID of the dialogue from the data table and would just push those dialogues onto the NPCs based on the name from the dialogue. So the dialogue would store the information about the NPC that it's written for, and then would force the spawn of the NPC or would just find it on a map. Whether that would work or not, I'm not sure. I just hope that Quest would be able to actually activate those dialogues on player overlapping the NPCs. And, you know, having every dialogue in one data table would give the control, because I would store all of the NPC information and all of the dialogues in one place. So this was the general description of the system, how it is now and how I imagine it would be in the future. I still haven't figured out entirely how it would work, but the quest system is already there and it works fine, so I can present it to you. Basically, there are 3 ways to access the information about the quests. It's either through clicking tab, which will just show a small hint on the left that would disappear after 5 seconds, just to make it easy for a player to figure out at what stage he or she is of the game. Then there is, of course, journal that you can enter and just look through all of the quests and all of the past objectives. And there is also the debug window that I created just for myself that enables me to see the current status of each quest. It's stored in game instance and it enables me to actually track the state of the story. Well, hopefully it will help me to track the state of the story, because this is the only idea I have, really. With dialogues, it's much more annoying and more peculiar, because there is this table and you can add the lines of dialogues, but for now it's just so annoying to click through all of this and to typing the text and choosing the NPC. I really have to figure out the better way, and as mentioned earlier, I will probably just figure out how to nicely put it into Excel and just export it from Excel to Unreal. So I will figure out what kind of table I want to have in Excel, then I will just translate it to the one that would just work fine with the story. But yeah, this is generally it. Of course, everything that you see right now on the screen is just the prototype, but I will not develop the quest system in final map, or I will not develop even a final map before creating the basic functionalities. So right now I am prototyping things, and I am struggling with this freaking dialogue system. So if you have any ideas how I can do it better, if you have any guidance how you did it, or maybe you found some cool tutorial that you find useful and you think that could help me, you know, just share it with me, because I am stuck a little bit here and I really want to make it efficient and user-friendly, because this is not the system just for me, it's a system for other people as well. Yeah, with that being said, thank you very much if you are still here. If you stuck till the end, it means that you like the videos. So maybe consider subscribing, or at least give me a thumbs up, because it really motivates me. And as always, I hope to see you next time. Bye!